Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Basement Quality Banter episode 61. Good evening, Caesar.
Evening, Luke. Evening, Angus. How you going, mate?
Caesar, Luke, how you going, boys?
Very good.
I'm a bit tired.
Bit tired. Moving house.
Yeah, you can see in the background there's a bunch of moving boxes and couches in pieces and whatnot. Yeah, it's still... I moved all the boxes in today. I got a couple of boys from the rugby club to come and carry all the stuff inside because I didn't want to.
That was good of them.
I paid them.
Yeah.
Fair.
Caesar, do you have a beverage?
I do. In continuing on from last week's theme, I have another Evil Megacorp. This one's a worldwide spider, so it's a hybrid red. So looks cool.
Lovely.
Yeah, it looks good in the glasses as well. I got them here.
Fantastic. Angus?
Celebration of settling, I've dug into my Belgian box and brought out this one. I don't know anything about it. And in classic Belgian style, it started climbing out of the bottle.
Oh, lovely.
Fantastic. So I always say if it's not climbing out of your glass, it's not really a Belgian.
What is it? Eads Bold? What
Too
was
sure.
the name?
I'll have a read when I finish pouring it.
Well, in true form, I've gone another week and not chosen a beer, and I am having a hard cider for something different, owned by one of the evil mega corporations that we normally talk about. Mercury, 6.9%, 375 ml. Just something a bit different, refreshing, palate-driven, cutting. But, yeah, something a bit different. Have you spilled Belgian beer on your keyboard, Angus?
No.
Oh, okay.
Say
that.
For everyone watching on YouTube, Angus just spilled beer on his keyboard.
There you go. It's a same. It'll bold.
It is bold.
Fantastic.
And how is it? Just a Belgian blonde?
Yeah, it's a Belgian amber.
Oh, it's an amber. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first up, I wanted to wish everyone a happy NAIDOC week. This year's theme is 50 Years of Deadly. For those that don't know, NAIDOC stands for the National Aboriginal Islander Day Organisation Committee or Observation Committee. And it's 50 years since the sort of beginning of that, which started as a protest for Australia Day, actually. Unfortunately, for every post and story, there are heaps of negative and racist replies. We do know that the ones spelt correctly are the social media robots because the education hasn't seemed to reach the others. If you have any legitimate questions about NAIDOC, please reach out, or even better yet, go to an event like I'm doing tomorrow. It's a really good day out. You get to see the Jarjums dance there, shake a leg and have some fun, get your face ochred up, eat some kangaroo tail. It's a really good day out and a really good community thing. And I think the more people who go to NAIDOC events, they might educate themselves and feel a bit better about what the whole thing is about. So, yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow at Musgrave Park in Brisbane.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was watching a video of Albo just before this and talking about the welcome to country.
Yeah.
And he was saying, if I go to your house, I'll knock on the door and ask if it's okay to come in, and you say, yeah, of course, welcome to my house. And here's a chair, And he's saying, how is it any different? Just going to someone's country, where ages ago was split up into, I think he said 400 different countries. So you could say, is it okay if I come onto your country? And you go, yeah, of course, come on.
Yeah, so often message sticks or travel sticks were used to go between different mobs, and the welcome or acknowledgement that we see at a lot of things now I don't understand why it triggers so many people, because you see the comments about, I don't need to be welcome to my own country and things like that, but that's not really what it's about. It's about, welcoming and people to a space, and making you feel welcome, and be safe while you're here. It's a politeness. It's a it's a bit of respect. I don't know why it's so triggering for so many people.
I think it's just people that just ill-informed and very naive.
Yeah. Well,
90% of it.
that's our political aspects for the day. Not too much in beer news, probably a little bit more in sport news this week, but it has been that way the last few weeks. Lots of sport on and not much beer on. I have the Helios 18 hectolitre brew kit and cellar are up for sale, with interested parties asked to contact Scott directly. They are still staging some open days here and there because they continue to brew after they closed. It's a little confusing how they've done it. However, I know that they were committed to pay all of their invoices, so perhaps that's why they sort of kept going, to make sure when they left everyone square. So if you want a brew kit, I reckon we might be able to fit one in Angus's new house.
My house is full of crap.
Well,
good time to get rid of it all, Angus.
Yeah, we can put in an 18 hectolitre brew kit.
I mean, I do have a second house that hasn't been sold yet. We could.
There you go. Brew house.
Roachdale Brewing Concern.
Yeah. Pull off a Maddock and run a brewery in a suburban area.
Yeah. Lovely. I also had Range is presenting the Queensland IPA Cup August 29th. A heap of breweries, like 20 usually, get together and they bring their best West Coast IPAs this time, with those attending getting to vote for the People's Champion. Your ticket gets you a vote and 10 tasters, and then you buy your other 10 if you're up for it. It's been really popular previously, and Black Ops actually took out the Judges Champion last year. So that was quite interesting, but it sounds like a bit of fun at Range, and very similar to what was a spin-off, the one we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. There was the New Zealand IPA Championships in Victoria. So I think that's a bit of fun, getting to try a bunch of different interpretations of the same sort of beer from a bunch of great breweries. And my last beer news already. I had the Adelaide Beer and Barbecue Festivals this weekend, for those lucky enough to go down there. I know Caesar's got the award winners from the Adelaide Beer Awards. That sort of flows into the Adelaide Beer and Barbecue Festival. It's always fun. They are in the heart of the city, July 10 and 11. So I haven't been to that, but that sounds like a lot of fun. And the Hunter Valley Wine and Beer Festival is coming up soon too, with 50 local producers. And I'm pretty sure that was huge last year, owned by the same people who have now purchased Gabs. So I reckon that will be an absolute cracker as well. So Caesar, how did everyone fare at the Adelaide Beer Awards?
Well, I think the big winners were Cooper's and Pirate Life among them.
Yeah.
So like low alcohol was Cooper's Mild. These are like all your trophy beers. So Champion Lager was the Sapporo Premium beer from Cooper's, which is really cool. You have the Cooper's Original Pale Ale, which is always a staple. That was the Champion Ale. Awesome for them. And then we had a Champion Dark Ale, which was a US Hop Harvest Red IPA from Pirate Life Brewing. So now the one I really want to try was Champion Alternative Special Beer. That was from Barossa Valley Brewing, Tundra. It was a Rocky Road. So quite interesting little beer there. Then Deep Elite Brewing had was their Fractured Traveller, was the best new entry. Now the big winners are Bright Star Brewing, Bright Star Fruited Ghosts, Champion Small Brewery. Cooper's were their Champion Large Brewery. And the most outstanding beer in the show was the Pirate Life US Hops Red Harvest Red IPA. So
Interesting.
well
I'd
done
like
to
to
all
try
them.
that Harvest Red IPA. That sounds like it would tick quite a few more boxes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure Deep Elite are a small WA brewery too. So I think that one sort of snuck under the radar a bit, and I think they've done some pretty interesting stuff. So I think that's a really good result for a small WA entrant to sneak in there and nab a couple of trophies.
Yeah, WA sellers. Can't complain. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, very cool. And Angus doesn't have any beer news because he's been moving house and selling a house, and he's got a few more grey hairs. So we will postpone Angus going somewhere as well because he's just been staying at home.
They've gone nowhere.
Yeah. Angus around nowhere. And it was Angus's turn to choose a brewery for us, so I think we'll skip that one as well. Basement quality input from Angus as always. I think we'll give him a red card, but Donald Trump will probably let him off on that one. So,
and I'd like to point out, Angus, because you weren't here last week, I picked one that Luke got very quickly last week.
Okay, I haven't actually. This is how busy I've been. Didn't even watch last week's.
Oh my goodness, where's the commitment?
Yeah, he's letting the team down.
I didn't say before, but this is actually the first beer I've had in the new house.
Oh, nice. Cheers!
Celebration beer.
I've got.
Well, that explains you spilling it, mate. You got
something slightly special for my second beer.
No,
ballistic.
You don't.
Yes, coup de grace.
What year is that coup de grace?
That's number 490.
If it was 19, that was in the bottle.
It was the first one they released.
Ballistic.
July 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So probably brewed around 19.
If anyone hasn't tried the Ballistic Coup de Grace, pretty sure it was the first beer I saw score a 20 out of 20 at the Royal Queensland Beer Awards. It moved to a can a few years later. Pretty sure it got champion beer a couple of times. Just an absolute monster of a beer that was just amazingly balanced by Jake and Lockie. And you're going to crack that in the new house.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's only 13.9%, so early bedtime for me.
Well done. That is an absolute champion effort. I am very jealous of you being able to sip on that. So while you finish off your Belgian and let that coup de grace warm up, I think we're on to sport. So the FIA Battery Management World Championship hit Silverstone last week, and it was Charles Leclerc who managed to stay out in front, with Kimi experiencing bodywork damage and falling out of the race. Carlos Sainz got penalised for accidentally unlapping himself with the safety car despite being in the pit, and was penalised one lap after the race, with the report saying it was understandable due to where the control lines were. So just an absolute cluster there. Max is having problems closing his active aero in the corners. It's caused a couple of incidents now. Yeah. And I would be really concerned if I was Max with next week, going to Eau Rouge at Spa-Francorchamps, and his aero not working. So that's a bit of a concern for him.
Yeah. I will say though, the reason why he was having problems, particularly in Silverstone, is because that was leading into a corner. Yeah. And when you brake, the aero stops, and that's where the disconnection is if it's a little bit of delay between you start to apply the brake. Whereas a Rouge, where you need the downforce, they will manually engage it. So it'll be different. I suppose you're not relying on it to work with the brake, so it should be okay for Rouge. I'll be more worried about the end of the Camel Straight though.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. And the biggest controversy of the event, I thought, was the Lego go-karts driver parade. Both Max and Lewis didn't want to do it, and if you see Lewis, he's like sitting there with one arm on his chin. He's just not into it at all.
Oh, he was on the phone for most of it.
Yeah, they didn't go around the whole circuit. It was just around the straight. And the addition of FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem, he had his own kart.
What an absolute
driver now. What's all that about?
Nah, he's as corrupt as the FIFA are.
Yeah, he should run for FIFA because it's the same thing. And he can now change the rules that he got voted in without any opposition, and now he's changed the rules that there's no limit to his term.
After one turn of that,
yeah,
basically, he's the second person come through, and he's already changed it.
Yeah,
I reckon if he's in the cart, then it's dodging cars all bets off.
I would, yeah, he was at the back, but I would have totally turned around and gone head on. Definitely. McLaren has announced that Piastri is leaving at the end of the year. To where, no one knows. There's been a lot of speculation that there's going to be a swap with Max, but I cannot see Max going to McLaren. He has a get out clause if the car's not getting him up far enough. And Piastri has been second fiddle at McLaren. I think Oscar moving would be good. I just want him to move to a competitive team. I don't think he's going to get a Mercedes. I'd be surprised if he gets a Red Bull. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure.
Where did this come from? Because I didn't see it. I believe it, but
yeah.
And I know I was listening to the coverage. There was definitely talk about Max's get out clause.
Yeah.
So I know about that, but that doesn't kick in for 2 races. So
yeah, there was a Saudi reporter who actually said that Piastri's leaving.
Yeah,
but
Saudis do own McLaren.
Yeah, but no one has confirmed where and who would take the seat, and no one's confirmed. But that's a couple of years short of his contract too, which is a surprise. With the McLarens haven't been doing so well with the new regulations anyway.
I'd be saying it's the best thing for Piastri. I'm surprised that he may not even have triggered it. He may have triggered it himself, being that he is refusing to be second to Lando, and McLaren clearly favouring him.
Yeah, despite all the protests about not favouring him.
I think we saw last year. We knew who was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you just? Oh, the coup de grace.
Do it.
In the FIFA Fraud Cup.
Big.
So the games have been pretty good. There's been a couple of upsets. The fact that FIFA broke its own rules to allow the USA player to play the next game after a red card is typical rubbish.
Oh.
If you are unaware of the corruption of the World Cup, I suggest you listen to another podcast, not, letting anyone else, get money off us. The Sports Bazaar podcast with Mick Malloy and Titus O'Reilly. They've done like a 5-6 part series on FIFA, including the World Cup, with Havelange, Sepp Blatter, and now Infantino. And if you listen to that, if you think that the Tour de France is corrupt, you should look at FIFA and the whole history of FIFA and the World Cup, from Coca-Cola, from Adidas coming on, ISL, the amount
Russia, Qatar.
Russia and Qatar, the money, people getting, Sepp Blatter got a Qatari jet to go visit all of the African countries because each country has a vote for who becomes the president. So it doesn't matter how many, how big the football is in each country gets a vote. So the Caribbean and Africa had lots of votes that they could pick. So if you're really interested in sort of the history and why it's so corrupt and why this isn't really surprising, it's worth listening to Sports Bazaar because, it's pretty atrocious, to be honest. Either way, USA got pantsed, and that's the way I think most of the world liked it, 4-1. So Belgium should get Spain too, and I think France will take out Morocco tomorrow morning. The Norway-England game will be a blinder, and Argentina should beat Switzerland. So that's my predictions anyway. So it's starting to heat up a bit.
Those predictions sound pretty rock solid to me.
Yeah. How is it? How's the coup de grace? The new house coup de grace.
It's fantastic. I've had a few of them over the years with I got a mate who was working there for a while, so he got some cans.
Yeah.
It's calmed down a lot. It's what did I say, 13.9%.
Yep.
It's a lot calmer since the last time I had it. Not as boozy, not as bourbony. Like the one I had probably a year and a half ago was just still belting in the face with all the bourbon. It's really nice. Really
just
smooth.
Smooth and warming.
Only tastes like a 12% beer.
It's lost a little. Has it carved still well?
Looks like it's fairly flat, but I can't see.
It's real thick.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's holding ahead. It's still lacing.
Yeah, it's still lacing, and it's a 6-year-old beer. That's lovely.
Yeah. The carving is quite low, which I like in these beers.
It shouldn't be high carb. No.
Like my big Imperial Stout's really low in carb and nice and smooth to drink. Yeah, it's fantastic beer.
Caesar, how's your evil megacorp?
It's actually really nice. Nice sort of red ale. Like you can sort of see, like it's pretty red there.
It's got some good. And you've got nice lacing in your Tiku glass there too.
Oh yeah, magic, yeah. So.
NRLW started last week. If you haven't watched it, I highly suggest you watch it. There's sort of a free running, technical angles, heaps of stepping. It sort of reminds me a bit of like touch footy, but don't get me wrong, they still tackle and run hard as anyone. But there's no six again, so it is really cool footy to watch. And the West Tigers had a win, which the men's are struggling to do. So if you haven't watched NRLW and you want to see some free-flowing footy with some massive steps and passes and some running great angles, it is really cool. It's really worth it. And State of Origin last night. So Queensland, I didn't think really had a chance to play their normal game. New South Wales had some great performances, like Payne Haas was just a monster. 4 HIAs was a concern, and there were some pretty harsh calls. And I think it was a really big effort from New South Wales to win a decider in Queensland. We just didn't have a chance to play our normal gameplay, but it was disappointing for Queenslander fans. But I'm sure New South Wales supporters are absolutely living it up.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll definitely say I think Queensland did not play well, so that didn't help. But it's hard to know. You can't really go anywhere too far with this. But Munster definitely had the right in that the 50-50 calls seemed to go New South Wales' way.
They did.
The whole series has been a little bit like that. I think if you look at the penalty count tends to go towards Queensland over New South Wales. But if you look at it against the 6 agains, it's the other way around by far. It's like a 3-1, 6 again awardee versus. So they definitely had a couple of late calls too, which I mean you could probably say that some of the Farruck infringements were, but there was also a lot of Liam Martin rushing out of the line.
He was.
I don't even know where the rule is now about when you can leave the line, get inside the 10. But
Yeah. No, he was a pest, but he was brought in to be a pest. They made a lot of changes for this, and it paid off.
And the ref let him get away with it.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, I didn't get to watch the second half because I went to the old house to get my TV. I noticed a lot, and I think I've spoken before about Richie McCaw and how everyone thinks he's a cheat. I'm like, well, look, he just played the game the way the way he could play the ref.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we can't do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I noticed that New South Wales, every time at the tackle, they were taking like a metre or 2 metres off the tackle mark to play the ball.
Yeah. He
We're
pulled him
getting
up
called
a
on
couple of times.
And all
So
they
I'm
do is get pulled back.
I'm like, if they're doing it and not getting penalised, Queensland should go, let's do that as well, boys.
Yeah.
Like, if they're getting away with stuff, do the same thing.
Yeah, they were walking off the mark a bit.
A lot. Everyone, like 1 metre. There was one where the guy took like 4 steps. I'm like, well, how is he not getting called? Like, what is going on?
There was
And
two calls to bring it back.
Yeah.
But that was it. And you're right. It was a lot.
And it was really disappointing. It could have been like an absolute amazing finish, but that try from Queensland was disallowed because he was offside. The other player that got involved, that's unfortunate. It was only, half a foot in it, but and then the big call at the end for that last try, they said that Bud touched it, and all the cameras angles and everyone's calling, that it's look. I don't think that would have made a difference anyway. It was a bit of a hard one to pick anyway, depending on the camera angle.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'll be honest. My first look, it looked like with the replays that his hand was nowhere near it because his bottom hand was knocked out, and the side hand looked like it was free.
Yeah.
And Freddie Fittler talked to the fourth official who reckons they had a good camera angle from the corner post. So maybe, I don't know, we didn't see that angle. It's just, look, at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep. It was a bit of a mismatchy sort of series, and, it'll be bigger and better next year. So, and Australian women have won the T20 World Cup against England. That's the 4th win in 5 years, absolutely setting the bar. There were some great photos on the balcony replicating Warnie's, dance with the stump and the beer and all that.
So good.
Champagne tip. That's class.
Absolutely loved it. I think England cricket needs to take a long, hard look at itself in all formats, both the men's and the women's, because I think they're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I don't think their management's moving with the times, and I think the players are aware of it.
But just on their record, though, you said they've won 4 out of 5, but I think they've won like 7 out of the last 10 or 8 out of the last 10. Like, the record goes back even further. There's a blip with New Zealand, I think it was.
Yep.
And then someone else, but they've won like 8 out of the last 10. Like, it's an amazing run, which I've never even heard of.
Yeah. And there's a really good write-up. It was one of the UK journalists actually wrote up a really good article about it's the culture that Australia women are bringing and how they're playing the game the right way, and they're setting the example, and everything they do is the bar you want to be at, and how you play and how you act and how you treat your opposition and officials.
Yeah, and you don't hear any of the controversy from the women's game of any issues at nightclubs and any of that nonsense either. Like, they should probably get paid more for not causing any issues, I think, for anything like that. Caesar, did you have an AFL update?
I do, a little one. So we've got a Sunday afternoon game at the Gabba. For those who got kids and want to do something, kids get in free if you can get tickets. So playing Essendon should be an easy win, but it's always the dangerous ones, those easy wins, because people,
It's an extremely dangerous comment, Caesar.
Yeah. Well, that was part of the State of Origin Queensland side.
Yeah.
we're underdogs. We perform better as underdogs.
Yeah.
As soon as people start saying we're favourites, gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Although the big thing from last week's games, we had a really good win last week in Geelong. He pulled out a quote. I feel like it was, what was it? Someone parodied it and it was like Moby Dick, but it was something else. It's Chris Fagan finds the funniest things to motivate. Oh, it was tennis. That's right. It was Federer and tennis. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just it's amazing what he can do to motivate the boys and the team is pretty insane.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And have you caught up with any of the Nations Championship, Angus?
I watched 1.5 games. So I watched the Australia-Ireland game. I already knew the result from the night before, so the ending had zero excitement for me.
Yeah.
The one thing that I've always said is that I don't mind if we win or lose, really. Just coming off the field, haven't been proud of the game you've played. And they took the number 3 team in the world to the last minute in the game. And missed a shot on goal.
Yeah.
And that's the courage that these kickers have. Ben Donaldson taking that last kick to try and win the game, didn't get it. He was gutted, but we've taken number 3 in the world to the 80th minute.
Yeah.
And they could walk off that field knowing they played their hearts out, played a good game, and just got beaten by a better team on the day. So I think there's a lot of promising signs out of that squad.
Be proud of what you've done, sort of thing.
Yeah, walk off the field and say, look at every single person in the team and know that they played their hardest, did their job, took the right choice, and it just wasn't enough on the day. Ireland played a better game, better execution, and but they can be proud of what they did. Got France this weekend in Brisbane, which my son James and I are going to.
Fantastic.
And so that's going to be cool. And my veterans rugby team there, we got about 4 or 5 French guys in the team. So we're going to meet up before the game somewhere and have a bit of food and a couple of drinks, and I'm sure there'll be some smack talk.
A couple of croissants before you get to
croissants. Yeah.
No.
So it's gonna be really good fun, I reckon, that game.
Oh,
it's gonna be great.
That's great to hear. Oh well, I think that's the everything we had on our sport podcast this week. If you want to join our Facebook page, I think we've got about 230 members now watching all of our sporty, beery nonsense. Or you can watch our beautiful faces on YouTube, or drop us a line if there's anything you want us to talk about. Send us some beers if you want us to talk about them. And we will see/hear everyone next week.
I'll see if you're around. I'll be doing helping Joss out with the Hop On Brewery Tours, doing a tour on Saturday. So I may be at a venue in Brisbane near you this weekend.
Oh, so if you see Caesar, give him shit.
100%.
And I'll arrange time early next week to get you guys the New England Brewery beers. They're still in my fridge.
Oh, interesting.
Still got them.
I'll see about it. They had to travel between houses.
Yeah. We'll just have to move closer, or get a professional studio or something. When this podcast starts paying off.
I've got a house in Rochelle South for sale. Unfortunately, half of it's a brewery, but the other half could be podcast media center. 18
hectolitre brewery in one part, podcast studio in the other one. I think we've got it sorted. We just need a sponsor. If you wish to sponsor us, please contact us on. Alrighty, gentlemen, have a great night and have a great week, and I will see you next week.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Le gras.